Hello, 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 hello. I just want to welcome you again to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time, my name is Amici and you're welcome to Voice of Eden TV. All right, so we'll be looking at a conversation done by Femi Lazarus and Ejimi, and they spoke about navigating loneliness. If you haven't seen the previous video, please go and do. They spoke about very, very, very deep things. Now, one of the things we do in this channel is take a very lengthy conversation and bring out the points that you should take note of, and then we discuss about it. Because I noticed that a lot of people do not have time to watch a full conversation or a podcast. So we shrink it, bring it to something that you can sit down and just listen to in 20, 30, 15 minutes, and then you are off or you are on the go. All right, so this is a conversation they had about navigating loneliness, especially for men. All right, so let's take a listen to it. Let's take a look and let's watch it. God bless you.
So I think it's instructive to know that the journey, being a man, puts you on a unique path of leadership. For the people you lead corporately and the people you lead even relationally, emotionally. So I think the first thing is, as a man, is to understand that this is the rigor that comes with your gender. So do not fight it. And I think that's why sometimes you have societies that do initiation ceremonies for young boys by older men, because they're trying to let you know that this heavy experience is not unique to you. Sometimes we find solace in knowing that, oh, okay, I'm not the only one going through this. All right, I'll be fine.
The Zulus do that.
Yes. The Zulus do it. The Jews do it, where young men are ushered. So it's literally, yesterday I was a boy, today I'm a man.
Yeah.
I thought like a boy. I put away. There's a ceremony.
Rite of passage.
Yes. I think we need to bring that back. And it doesn't have to be done in a big way. It can be fathers hanging out with sons and saying, from today, you are now a man. I will treat you like a man. I will accord you the respect of a man.
What
that immediately does is he feels the responsibility of being a man without being lonely. He is surrounded by men on the day he was made a man. I think we've lost that.
I think we have, because I've seen a lot of men who still behave like boys, like children. They do not carry the responsibility of being a man, being self-controlled, being strong. And when I'm talking about strong, I'm talking about physical strength, like having to stand in for your family, protect them, cover them, shield them, right? I just see a lot of men who are timid, afraid, running away from things, never confronting anything, afraid. And they just think they are still boys. So this would help. This would help if they are surrounded by men, people who can tell them that you're no longer a child. You're not a boy anymore. You should face things. You should go for things. You should be bold. You should be strong and courageous. Right? Let's go on.
Because fathers go to work, children go to boarding schools. So we need to bring that back. Where today I became a man and I put away childish things. So that prepares you for the journey. The second thing is a place of conviction and vision. Who for the joy that was set before him endured. From a very young age, boys should be taught to start envisioning. There's something we do at Becoming Better Men and my team at Value Flow. We have a vision board session where we're starting to gather men to paint a picture of what that man is supposed to be. When I meet someone, I say, who do you want to be like? Pick 5 people that currently exhibit your reality. What that does is it supplies grit, it supplies conviction. So what happens now is that person knows that I'm going to be this. And so because of this vision, that sense of hopelessness leaves. I am lonely, but it's for a season and for a reason. Once I achieve this, then it makes the loneliness worth it.
That's true, because you can never get to a place you cannot see. God was speaking to Abraham, and he said that, get up, leave your father's house and go to a land that I will show you. The important thing there was that I will show it to you. So Abraham was not just going to a place that he has not seen. You need to see it to get there. So a lot of men, one of the major problems is that they don't have vision. There is no place in their eyes. There is no person in their mind. You remember when the scripture was saying in Joel, when you say, I'll pour out my spirit upon all flesh. I think I was thinking, if you pour out your spirit, of course, one of the things that you do is that people would speak in tongues, people would heal the sick, people would raise the dead. But he said, your young men will see visions. Your old men will dream dreams. Men will see visions. You'll see where you are going to. You would have a picture of where God is calling you, where God is taking you to. All right, so let's continue.
So that's the second thing. A deep sense of vision. A deep sense of vision. The third thing is self-awareness and self-alignment. What I mean by
these are the things, he's talking about the things that kill loneliness in men, right? Vision, self-awareness. I can't remember the first thing he said, but you heard it. All right, so let's continue.
That is, some people are feeling lonely today because they're in wrong environments. They are not living out their own dreams. They're doing things for other people, and they are not maximizing their talents, their abilities. They are trying to force themselves to be fish out of water.
Wow.
So the degree to which you are aligned with your skills, your abilities, if you are a product person, if you are a creative person, be more in line and in touch with your creative side. If you are a process person, be more in line. So there is that self-awareness that lets you know, oh, I am a fish and I'm feeling lonely because I'm not in a river. If I'm in a fish, I need to be in a river. So you're not trying to change yourself from a fish to a cow. You're trying to find a river. Knowing that the day I find my river, viable seed in viable soil, I will not feel lonely. So that's very important in terms of alignment. Then, of course, also in terms of purpose. Many people feel lonely because their lives are not blessing any other person.
Alignment, purpose. Alignment, purpose, vision, self-awareness, right? Purpose. These things can also kill loneliness.
If you know that this loneliness is birthing something in somebody else, as a man, we're designed to be sacrificial. We're designed to be protectors. We get our meaning knowing that we're showing up for the people that we love.
Yep.
So it gives meaning to that loneliness. And then lastly is brotherhood and relationship. What I mean is the relationship with your woman and the relationship with your brothers. Yeah. Let's start from the relationship with the woman. And that opens up a series of questions. Why do men choose women that don't fill their cup? You see a man surrounded with many friends, a single man, female friends. This is the one he likes spending time with. This is the one that if he gets a salary raise, she knows. If his boss is behaving somehow, she knows. Or maybe she doesn't fit his description of beauty. Then there's another lady somewhere that he has been toasting for 5 years that hasn't been giving him face. And he feels I'm a hunter. He says she's just playing hard to get. And so you force yourself on that one. Maybe you use your money, status to get her attention. But she doesn't fill your cup. But she fits the picture of the kind of woman you
Let's
think
get the issue of the cup.
Yeah.
In what sense do you say that?
Exactly.
So there are 3 levels to it. In my mind, there's the cup of chemistry, attraction, and pleasure. That's one level. You should be with somebody that...
Chemistry, attraction, and pleasure.
You should be with somebody that when they walk through the door, you're like, hey, pay attention to the women that excite you, that there's chemistry, there's attraction. The second is compatibility, alignment, peace. The third is commitment, assignment, and purpose. So most people, when they want to get married, they look at commitment, assignment,
and purpose.
So the man looks and says, oh, I'm going to be a corporate titan. I need a woman who looks like this. He's only looking at his purpose, his assignment, and saying, because a man is committed to his purpose, I will always be committed to my purpose.
He's ignoring his chemistry.
He's ignoring chemistry, attraction, and pleasure. That's one. Or he's ignoring compatibility.
Chemistry, attraction, pleasure, chemistry, attraction, and pleasure. You shouldn't leave that aside, all right?
Alignment and peace.
Compatibility, alignment, and peace. Chemistry, attraction, pleasure. Compatibility, alignment, and peace.
Because there's some people who are in relationships that are so tumultuous. The volatility curve of that relationship is always intense.
But how can... sometimes it feels like it is very difficult for you to find all of this in one person. But it's very possible. I like my wife. I really do. And every time she walks into the room, I'm excited. And she fits in my purpose. And of course, I find her very attractive. So I'm a lucky man because I find all 3 in one person. But then sometimes it's difficult. I'm speaking for every other man out there. Sometimes it's difficult to find all of this in one person. So it feels like, let me just settle for 2 or let me settle for 1. the first set, you know, he grouped them into 3 different categories with 3 different points in each category. So he said, let me settle with the 3rd category. Since it aligns with my purpose and all of that, I'll stay with it. But I don't have to find her pleasurable. I don't have to find her attractive, or she doesn't have to align and all of that. So let's just move ahead. Purpose is more important. But all 3 are very important. All right, let's continue.
When they are fighting, they are really fighting. All their friends know they are fighting.
This conversation.
When they are at peace, they are really, when they are happy, they are really fighting. All relationship. Compatibility, alignment, and peace. Because there's some people who are in relationships that are so tumultuous. The volatility curve of that relationship is always intense.
Wow.
When they are fighting, they are really fighting. All their friends know they are fighting.
This conversation.
When they are at peace, they are really, when they are happy, they are really excited. But you never see them enjoy that boring landscape of just calmness.
Yeah.
So you always see them, they're always going for dinner. They're always, exactly. It's either high on the mountaintop or deep in the valley. That's madness. So after you look at chemistry and you look at attraction and you look at pleasure, you should also look at compatibility, alignment, and peace. When this person enters, right? If the excitement is too much, there's a problem. If the adrenaline is too much, there's a problem. So you have to look at, is this person my peace? When I'm with this person, can I sleep off? Can I snore? Can I fart? You've been in a relationship for 3 years, you've never farted. What do you think you do when you're married?
You scabash.
You've been in a relationship as a lady, you're always cooking for the guy. What will you do when you're pregnant as his wife and you can't cook?
Wow.
Is there peace?
Wow.
You are forming for the person you are married to.
And when you now marry and you are finished, you know there's no campaign after election. When you're not in power, you not show your true self. The person will say, so I feel that we need to teach believers on nervous system regulation. Sir, do you have friends that immediately they show up? Male friends. This is not a gender thing. As they just show through the door, you start smiling.
One of the idiots is that.
You see one of the idiots. You know, so this is why I'm calling him the person that you love the most. You're calling him idiot. He knows that idiot is a bigger name than my dear friend and brother.
It's a bigger name than that.
Because the number of people you call idiots in your life, there are not so many.
There are not so many.
Thank you. So you can't call your baby idiot. I'm not saying you should call her idiot. I'm just saying that. So you always say my dear friend and brother. A dear friend and brother, you will not call a dear friend and brother dear friend and brother. You call him idiot.
True.
You look at him, and even if you don't call him idiot, you say, this on serious fellow. My friend shift.
My friend gets
So
out of
if
here.
you have not reached that level of vulnerability with the person,
Yeah.
and you now marry the person, and you were never taught, the only thing they told you she must be a virgin. Now you have your virgin. And I'm not against purity culture. Please don't get me wrong.
Purity is very important.
We have just made purity culture to supply what it was not designed to supply. Purity culture teaches you discipline. It teaches you self-control. That's it. It teaches you honor for God.
We also should not forget that another reason why some men marry women who can't fill their cup is that they marry what they can't control. They marry a woman, they feel this one is beautiful, this one is smart, this one is this, she's too intelligent for a home. Then they go for the one they can bully around.
Okay, so you want your children to be raised by a dull woman.
There are men who they don't care who raised the child. What they care is a woman they can dominate.
My God.
And that's where the patriarchal thing comes in.
Very true.
Why? And I say this, unfortunately, unfortunately, it is true that we have not tried, not just as a community, in building safe space for women. In the sense that it looks like everything rises and falls on the woman. The man is cheating, is the woman's fault. The man is doing this, is the woman's fault. The man is beating her, she should go and pray for him. The man is doing that, please intercede for him. I don't really think it is fair.
It is not fair at all. I have a case. I have not a case. I heard of a story like this, very closely related. Like I know the person firsthand. I've seen the person we've greeted. Kai God, the husband has been physically abusing this woman. I think there was a time where he was demanding for her phone and she was trying to keep it, and then he twisted her hand until he broke it. I'm not joking. That was what made them divorce. But then this is what happened that was interesting. The church came and they said, you have to stay in your home. A man will always be a man. In fact, one of the pastors said he has other people out there, other girls. He has one or two things with. But he doesn't joke with his family. You're a very stupid man. For you to have other girls you go and see, and then you are saying you don't joke with your family, and you are making it sound like so she should still stay, even though her husband is like this. She should stay in the home. You are a wicked man. You are evil. You are an evil person. So I think it is absurd. I think it is stupidity. I think it is just not right that every time that a man cheats, they say it's his wife's fault. Or when a man is abusive, they say she should still stay. A woman keeps her home. A woman is the one who keeps the home together. So if your home is broken, it is your fault. So you should. Let's move on.
It doesn't seem to be things that put the person, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
In the place of responsibility.
Yes.
I think that reducing the responsibility of a man to his ability to provide is one of the greatest disservices we've done to
society.
Family and
say that again. Reducing a man to his ability to provide is one of the disservice we have done to the society. So as long as the man is providing, the wife should stay. Even if he's a wicked man, even if he doesn't stay at home, as long as you are not starving, then you are okay. So people say that a lot. Your own is even better. My husband doesn't provide. Your own is providing. Allow him to go and sleep around and do what he wants to do. As long as he buys you what you want, he gives you what you want, there is food at home, you should stay at home. That is not right at all.
Society. True. Because once a man is providing, to a large extent, he's exempted from other responsibilities. So you hear them say something like, he pays the school fees.
Mm-hmm.
He puts a roof over your head.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why once women become financially empowered, they show their true colors. Because you told them the person who can pay the bills can misbehave and get away with it.
Yeah.
And as we move to a culture and a civilization that is dependent on making money through intellect, which is not gender-based. So 30 years ago, you needed to make money not just through intellect. Now a woman can be a remote worker, freelancer.
Yep.
And she said, I pay my bills. So now let me get away with anything. What do you now say next? Because you made them believe that once you can respond financially, then you are entitled to having your own way. That's why you hear a man say, don't take the woman abroad. No, it's not about taking her abroad. It's because when she's abroad and she starts to earn like you, she starts to behave exactly like you. And you don't like it. And I say, when we're in Nigeria, no. Any
like
principle that is limited to a cultural context is not a principle. Principles are universally applicable. So men today have to start asking themselves, number one, if I was not providing financially, what else do I provide? If I was marrying Dangote's daughter, how would I ensure submission? Because then you can't use money. Then it now dawns on the man that you have to provide vision. You have to look at that woman and say, this is a picture of who you can be when I'm in your life. You have to provide support. You have to provide safety. You have to provide capacity. You have to provide anchoring. You have to provide emotional boundary. These are the things that I'm learning that are so hard for me, but I'm trying to do it every day. You have to be able to listen to a woman pour out her emotions to you and not feel attacked.
Yep. That's right.
So many men were not taught this. And let me tell you another dilemma of men. The men in this generation, I may be wrong, but the men in this generation are better behaved than the men in previous generations. Here you have men that bath their children. Here you have men that back their children. Here you have men that cook for their children. Here you have men that take their children to school. We didn't have that in the generations prior to now.
So much impunity in that generation.
Yes, and they were treated better. The older generation were, and I say this with every sense of respect, they were more badly behaved and they got more submission and respect. So the men in this generation are like, I'm doing things my father didn't do. And yet, they're not giving me my flowers. And women are like, you have not done anything that warrants flowers.
Wow.
So we compare ourselves to the previous generation instead of comparing ourselves to the portrait of what a real man is.
Absolutely.
Beyond just financial provision.
Absolutely. We compare ourselves to the previous generation instead of comparing ourselves with who a real man should be prior to the word of God or holding on to the word of God. God needs to help us. Really, God needs to help us so that we do not live our lives hoping that things will get better or hoping that we will become better men, but live our lives be looking at the standard of who a man should be. Because remember what he said about vision. As you consistently see these things, you walk towards them. You wake up every day asking the Lord to help you to arrive at the stature of who you should be. All right, guys, thank you so much for your time. Thank you. Thank you. Really, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and drop a comment if need be. I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.